So, welcome. It is a beautiful afternoon. I'm not going to keep you guys very long this afternoon. It's just way too nice for us to be inside. And hopefully, we need days like this, especially at times like these, to relax a little and appreciate what we've got. So, I'm not going to talk a long time. Instead, I'd rather you all take a little break and go out while it's still sunny out. I hear it's supposed to get a little cold tonight. Let's hope it doesn't get too cold. My emphasis this week, in addition to my update, is that I think now's a time for us to really recognize the contributions of those who are around us, particularly in this time of crisis. And so what I want to do today is honor our essential workers. So for this, the month of May, we're going to be celebrating Jersey City heroes. And Vanessa, stop talking about snow. Nobody wants to hear that. Appreciate the sun while we got it. We'll talk about snow later. This week, we're honoring two very important contributors to our good health and our well-being, nurses and teachers. And I hope you saw my weight message. Am I still showing that, actually? Can you guys see me, or are you just seeing my message? I need to get better at this, honestly. How are we doing? This week, we're going to be, as I said, honoring nurses and teachers. And this week is National Nurses Week. Celebrated every year from May 6th until, oh, you see me in a small box. I'll figure this out eventually. I will get used to this, I apologize. Every year from May 6th to May 12th, we recognize Florence Nightingale's birthday. And this year is especially important because it is the 200th anniversary of Florence Nightingale's birth. And the picture that you see in the on the weight screen there is Florence Nightingale. And the image is courtesy of Wayne State University in Detroit, the archives at Wayne State University in Detroit. And I know that because I used to work there and had the opportunity to see these archives in person. So if you want to learn more about Florence Nightingale, the digital.library.wayne.edu provides some images and also provides some for personal letters. And yes, Matthew, you're welcome to join us. I'm Jeffrey Trezak, Director of the Jersey City Free Public Library, and this is a weekly update that I provide. So thank you for joining with us on this beautiful day. We're honoring our essential workers, and this week in particular, we're honoring both nurses and teachers. Today, nurses are recognized as important, super skilled professionals, but that hasn't always been the case. Believe it or not, at the start of the 19th century, nurses usually had no training at all. And I think Florence Nightingale started as a statistician, if I'm remembering correctly. But one woman changed all that, the amazing Florence Nightingale. She was the founder of modern nursing and showed that trained nurses and clean hospitals helped sick people to get better. She was known as the lady with the lamp because she would carry a lamp with her as she visited soldiers every evening. And she was also a pioneer in the early use of data visualization and the use of infographics. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge one of our own, someone who I work with very closely, my administrative assistant, Cecil. Cecil is not only a world-class administrative assistant, she is also a nurse. And I know she's been very busy helping to care for people in Jersey City at this during this particular crisis. So if you have a chance and you see Cecil or you talk to her, congratulate her and thank her for all the hard work that she's doing. I also want to say that recently Jersey City opened up testing to all Jersey City residents, and I know city employees are very hard at work at these testing centers. I know it's a stressful time for all of us, but please keep in mind that these workers at the test site sometimes work as long as 16 and 18 hours. So please be kind and considerate and understanding, as I know you all will. They are deserving of our respect and also our patience as they try to help keep us all safe and healthy. So thank you to all nurses. This week, we're also celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week, a week that's very close to my heart. Many of you may not know that I started my library career actually in education and was considering going into secondary ed, actually, but chose librarianship as my profession instead. But my background is teacher education, and that's what my degree is in. Never have our nation's teachers been more appreciated, and I'm sure that you are all seeing the same stories that I'm seeing on the nightly news about teachers who are going out of their way every day to ensure that students are not falling behind and that they are getting the education that they need in order to be successful in their academic careers. America's educators have shown us the incredible lengths they go to for their students every day, even in times of uncertainty. And somebody asked me when I was discussing today's topic to talk about a particular teacher that had an impact on my life and my career. And the teacher that I always remember the most is Sister Christine Julie in Dayton, Ohio, Chaminade Julianne. I am the product of Catholic education and went to Catholic schools for primary, secondary, and university education as well. So many of my teachers were either nuns or brothers or priests. I think Sister CJ in particular, she was my freshman high school science teacher. She taught honors physiology and human anatomy. It's that class where you get to dissect things like cats and fetal pigs. Sister CJ always did it with a sense of humor, very strict ethic, very hardworking, and expected a lot from us. But she also allowed us to have fun. So I remember playing music during class, eating during the class. I don't know why we were eating while we were dissecting pigs, but that's what kids do, I guess. And I think in particular, the Catholic education that I had also instilled in me a value of community and giving back. And I think that's something that has stayed with me my entire career. And one of the reasons why I ended up in librarianship, and in particular, public librarianship. I see a lot of congrats going out to Cecil, so thank you guys for doing that. And let's just again thank all of our teachers for all the work that they do on a daily basis. Next Wednesday is a milestone for us at the Jersey City Free Public Library. It will be the 131st founding of our library. On May 13th, 1889, 7 men met at the City Hall office of then Mayor Cleveland to organize the first free public library for Jersey City. And we are still here today, alive and well, and we'll be continuing well into the future, providing services, resources that the community needs, even during this particular crisis. It's only appropriate that this week's Jersey City Library Love story, hashtag JC Library Love, comes from a library staff member. This is a quote. "Growing up, the Five Corners branch was one of my favorite places to be. All of the wonderful library workers made latchkey kids like me feel welcome in the after-school hours. I remember enjoying Mr. Nardone's stamp collecting club and the thrill of sitting in that auditorium watching movies on the screen, and of course, what seemed like an endless supply of books to read. I'm so proud that I now work for the library that made me feel so at home back then. I'm inspired by all of my dedicated colleagues who are working every day to make a special second home for a new generation of young people in Jersey City. Thank you, Jersey City, for being such a wonderful part of my life then and now." It's a wonderful story, and thank you for sharing that. For others who may have similar stories to tell or share, please tag us at hashtag JC Library Love or email us at hello@jclibrary.org. And for those of you who make use of the Five Corners Library, even during this time that we are closed, we have work going on in that building. And we look forward to reopening sometime, we think early summer or whenever the crisis lifts. And you will see that there are many changes that are taking place, including the replacement of those drapes that I heard from so many of you. They are now gone. There's some nice new blinds there, but we hope you'll like the new space. We've put a lot of time and effort into it, even though we're closed. We have time for some Q&A. And I have a couple of questions that were submitted in advance. The first one is, can I drop off my materials at the library? At the moment, we're not taking any materials in. I know that many of you are concerned about the books that you have. We'll ask you to please hold on to those for the time being. We have eliminated all fines and we have extended due dates as well. And we'll be extending due dates further until August 3rd. While we figure out an eventual reopening plan. Until you hear from us, please do not try to return your materials. The libraries are not open right now, so we ask that you just hold on to them, and we know that you'll take care of them. We want to see you as much as you want to see us, but please bear with us and hold on to those materials until we have a plan in place for getting them back. The question was also asked, my library card is about to expire, how can I renew it? Well, rest assured, it's already been renewed. Any library card with an expiration date of January 1, 2019 through May 31st, 2020 is already set to expire now on June 30th, 2020. So again, we really want to make sure that we have a plan in place for reopening. You'll be hearing about that plan very soon. We hope to start resuming some of our services soon. Once we have a better idea of when we'll be back in business, then we'll certainly let you know. But rest assured, your materials are not going to be overdue, and your library cards are not going to expire. And again, if you have any questions for us or any comments, please don't hesitate to email us at hello@jclibrary.org. You can also reach me at director@jclibrary.org as well. With that, are there any questions or comments in the chat? I'll give you guys a couple of minutes. Yes, Michelle, Five Corners is finally getting its due. We're very happy with the results so far. We're making a lot of changes. There's new paint, there are new blinds, there's some new furniture as well. We're hoping that it will make it a much more appealing place to work and study when we do reopen. It's a great facility. It's one of our busiest, sometimes our busiest locations, so we want to take care of it. So with that, thank you all, and I look forward to seeing you and talking to you next week. Take care, be well, and stay safe.